What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Maverick here with episode 7 of Appare-Ranman. So, last episode wasn't really much of a race, to be honest. They spent more time in town than actually racing. So hopefully in this one we are going to get a little bit of distance here in terms of the actual distance traveled. And of course, Appare, being genius as he is, managed to upgrade his car within one night, right? So apparently it's going to be running harder, it's going to be running better, faster, and stronger. Well, we'll see, right? And before all that, though, we also got the situation with Gil on our hands, where apparently they are going to be up for some explosive action. It'd also be nice to know if the fact that Hototo was released by them, how he actually got out the situation, is actually through the help of some third party. All that and more, hopefully, will be revealed within this episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Oops, I think I'm... Sorry, I was a little bit off. Well, you gotta catch up to them first. Oh. That was a nice little segue into the opening. It was actually a seamless segue into the opening. Appare-Racing. Now, the funny thing is, recently I've actually been starting to watch F1 again. Oh. Was it due to inspiration from this series? I kind of forgot, but anyways. Of course, F1 is like completely different from this. I guess it's more similar to Grand Touring. Although I don't think in modern times there's any sort of race where they just have free reign to go from city to city and whatnot. Too easy to get into trouble because of that. Unsafe, if you will. Fake. Mm-hmm. Ah, so it's actually not. uh, Ooh, you have a Gatling gun as well? Damn. A Gatling gun in the 1900s. Well, actually, yeah, I think they existed at the time. Oh well. Oh, that was it? Actually, one question I've always had is, and I mentioned last episode, is how the hell they actually... Oh, well, I was thinking how did they go up ahead and plant the dynamite? But I guess they could have just barged past first, and then got out, and then planted the explosives. Wait, what? So we're... Oh, so, okay. It's... The cuts are definitely kind of confusing, I gotta say. I have to rewatch this later. Alright. Oh. Since Appare is lagging behind, they're probably going to be the only ones who... Oh. Doesn't work? Yeah, Appare. Appare. They're going to be the only ones who... Seriously? What? That's got nothing. Huh. Alright. So probably the others will come back and help them, right? Yeah. Of course, they came back. And they already took so much time to come back here. It's what you did. Right back at you, Appare. Come on, Appare. You can't say anything. You're the one who did this in the first place. A leisurely place. Huh. Yeah, this is a pretty leisurely pace. Oh. Again. Okay, so it's basically showing Appare can't do everything. Trying to find a way to make himself useful. Mm. Okay, so it's actually pure trauma, I see. Wow, Appare looks normal for a change. Except his lips. Alright, alright. Now, considering that Appare never really had a exposure to, like, normal people? I mean, if you really want to break it down, it's from a logical perspective. It's your id, your ego, and your superego. I thought they need to, but they need to stop for 8 hours, right? Touche. I think it's pretty. I'm not quite sure. No, more so than this. I'm actually more surprised that Gil didn't just run them over. Nope. He's actually. He's also a Native American. So there, he's not actually Gil. Bad brothers? Hey, it's not in the rules. What? What? Oh. Oh. So here's the actual butcher. Alright, so see you guys after this. Okay, so we got some interesting developments this episode, and before we go into that, a quick mention about what happened at the very beginning there, because I got kind of confused. So apparently the scene where the bad brothers, if you will, were smashing through the rocks and then dynamiting and blowing up the pass there was just basically, you know, their inner thoughts and basically how they think things will pan out, right? It was just a sort of simulation within their minds, if you will. So that didn't actually happen. That got kind of confusing because I don't think the anime really properly made the distinction between what their internal simulation and what was actually happening in real time. So it got kind of yeah, it was really disorienting at that, but I caught it later on once I rewatched it again. So just a quick note about that part. So for this episode, right, you know, beyond all the stuff, various stuff that happened, I think we can say that it's a little bit focused on basically Appare's growth and Hototo's growth, or lack of growth, lack of maturity, if you will. And I say that, so in Appare's case, I keep on making this distinction between him and the sort of parallel between him and Senku, right? The protagonist of Dr. Stone. So they're both geniuses, and they're both really fixated on just the stuff that they want to do, much to the chagrin of others. They always need to have some sort of chaperone beside them to make sure to get out of trouble and whatnot. However, even though I keep on making this distinction, we have to say that Appare is much less mature as a person, right? And it's no wonder, because don't forget that Senku, back in Dr. Stone, the protagonist of Dr. Stone, he had a relatively normal childhood, right? He was sure he was he had some special circumstances, and he was a genius. Let's not forget about that. But still, he made friends normally. He did kid stuff normally, and he lived a normal life, right? Whereas Appare, on the other hand, we can see that he lived a very sheltered life, and indeed, it seems that he was more of a shut-in, didn't really connect with anyone, didn't connect with any friends, didn't connect with either his peers or people older than him or whatnot. And so really, he hasn't gone through these stages of development here. In some aspects, you could say that Appare is really at the same maturity level as Hototo, right? Who was, sure, quite mature in his own way, but also immature in his ways as well, right? As evidenced in this episode, right? Still exhibiting a more childlike behavior, which isn't a slight on Hototo, by the way. Children should be children, and they should he lost his parents, right? He lost his dad. It's a sad thing, but still, choosing to pick his fight right then and there under that kind of circumstances, that's not really the correct thing to do, right? That's not the way that's maximizing your chances to get your revenge or whatever it is you want to do. So I do find this episode to me maybe a little bit more focused on that part, right? And then of course Appare, the way that it manifested in Appare was him questioning, like, why did he make some illogical decisions in order to help his friends and acquaintances, and why did they do the same back as well, instead throwing lowering their chances of winning the race in return for helping Appare and the others. So even though we might think that this is kind of obvious and whatnot, like I scratch your back, you scratch mine, but for Appare, he's never really gone through any of this, so it's a good learning experience for him, right? And so it's in situations like these where you can see why there needs to be a Kasame here, like his role, right? He is, by all means, much more mature than the other two, even though he seems like a pushover, he's easy to bully and whatnot, but he has his own circumstances, and at the end of the day, he is the more mature being within the three. So, good on that. And of course, the Hototo situation, well, I think I already said what I want to say about that. It did come as quite a surprise that Gil turned out to be these imposters, these bad brothers, if you will. So I did have a slight suspicion about Gil, right? Hiding his face behind a mask and all that. But what I thought it was going to play out as was that Gil might not be the sort of ruthless and merciless and mean person that everybody is portraying him to be. He might have instead a shy personality or something like that. I actually thought that was Gil, except that his true personality might be different from all the legends and myths that people are spreading about him, right? So that wasn't the case. I guess it was kind of similar in a way. That's not the true him, but it turned out to be a complete fake anyways. Now, True Gil, however, it seems, is appearing. We could see at the very end of this episode a guy with a tattoo, snake tattoo, on his neck with like 8 horses and all that, right? So I think that is the actual Gil the Butcher, and I wouldn't be surprised if that was the one who killed Hototo's parents, or not parents, dad, right? So yeah, we'll see about that one. And for the rest, I'm actually quite surprised that the rules didn't really say anything about not interfering with others. I guess it is at different times, it's a free-for-all, right? But if that was the case, why don't they just, I don't know, like, destroy the competition's car and just win the race that way? I mean, it's not in the rules, so, hey, I guess we found a loophole, right? Oh well, we all know that's not really going to happen. They're still going to have to race till the end. Of course, they might, have some slight battles and whatnot, but it's going to be, for the most part, still a race to the end there. Anyways, that is it for this episode. Let me see if there's anything else I want to add at the very end here. Nah, not much. Anyways, so, finally clearing the situation and whatnot. maybe we will actually get a more, car-to-car battle in the next one. I am hoping at least to see some of that, though. So sure, they're leapfrogging from city to city and whatnot, and there's travel times in between, and they're also setting up camp and doing all that good stuff. But I do want to see some car-to-car racing between them, right? I know it's over a long period, but still, they could have some just to satisfy my own racing needs. Anyways, that's it for episode 7 of Appare-Ranman. I will see you guys next week as well. Stay tuned. Bye bye.